Hello, 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 everyone. I am so excited to welcome you to PHM EDU. Our Wednesday sessions have been awesome so far, and we're so excited you're here. If you are here, just say hello in the chat. Say good evening. Go ahead and welcome our other peoples who are going to be hanging out with us for this power hour. We believe even now that in December, there's still room for us to grow, still room for us to end this year amazingly. And so we already had an amazing week a couple weeks ago with hermeneutics, the study and interpretation of the Bible. Then we had an awesome session with Minister Lee Rideout talking about finance. And they had an awesome Thanksgiving service last week. I hope you all caught that. That was awesome. And now this week, we are blessed to be talking with Elder Neva Hammond. She's going to be presenting this week on health and wellness. And so without further ado, go ahead and put those virtual claps in the chat. I'm going to be bringing her on live, show her some love as we do. It is Elder Neva Hammond.
Welcome, 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 everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? It's a pleasure to be with y'all tonight. Well, as Rachel stated, we're going to talk about health and wellness on tonight. One of the things I want to open up with, I have a question for you. What are 3 things that you're grateful for just this week? Put in the chat, don't be shy. Let me know what 3 things that you are grateful for at the start of this week.
I was checking the chat. We already have some people who are saying hello and good evening. We got some people in the house, so I'm excited. Why don't you tell us what are 3 things you're grateful for this week?
Well, this week, one of the things I'm grateful for you all. You are my family. I will never say extended family because you are part of my family. And most importantly, I'm grateful to God just to be amongst the land of the living. And I'm grateful for great relationships.
I guess it's my turn. I'm grateful this week, abundantly grateful this week that our kids got to come back into the school this week. It wasn't a whole lot. I had 2 kids in one class, 4 kids in another class. My biggest class was 9, but oh my goodness, to just see people in the building and to see kids that I've been talking to on Zoom for 3 months, to see them in the flesh. I'm like, you 6 feet tall, you much bigger than your Zoom head. You know what I mean? That is definitely something I'm grateful for this week. I'm grateful that through the Thanksgiving holiday that no one in my family ended up with COVID. I'm really grateful for that this week. And let me think, what else am I grateful for this week? I'm grateful for them shish kebabs I just had for dinner. That is another thing I'm grateful for this week. I think we have some people in the chat I see some people on YouTube and some people on Facebook. So I'll let you read some of those and I'm going to stop talking.
I see some on Facebook. Some of them, oh, great. These are great. Promise, change of mind and ability. Love it. I'm grateful for my family, my career, and a safe home. Blessings. We have one person that said my wife, family, health, and my mind. Wow. We're going to talk about that mind. We have another one say family, life, and health. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. And tonight, please do not stop the chatter. This is going to be a session where a lot of interaction is going to be asked of you because we want to make sure that, we understand what is happening out there and how you're feeling. So this is not just about us. It's about you, okay? And one of the things I do want to tell you, understand that it's not just a cliche. Some people say it's a cliche, but we are all in this together, and we are here to help one another out. So I don't just want you to dismiss that or just take that lightly. I want you to understand that we all are in this together and we're here to help one another out. So they're still coming in. Good evening, everyone. What you see on Facebook? What you see on YouTube, Rachel?
Listen, I didn't realize that we fancy. I'm putting them up on the screen.
Uh-oh. Okay. Life, health, and family. Wow. Another birthday, health, and retirement. Come on now. Family, health, and job. Come on. I can identify with those.
Right. I think we're okay to keep chatting, huh?
Yes. Love the feedback. Okay, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving, y'all. How did Thanksgiving this year look different from you in the past years? What was the difference between the past years and this year's? I'll say one thing for me was the cooking was different because my lifestyle journey is different. So I have to cook differently. So that was a bit of a challenge for me, but I love challenges. So that was fine. That was really great for me. And also just learning how to interact with my family different since I couldn't be with all of them. How about you,
Um,
Rachel?
yeah, I think for me, one of the big differences it was just the smallness of it. I feel like Thanksgiving is that big gathering. It's just people you don't always see coming together. Our Thanksgivings have gotten smaller over the years. I know when I was a kid, it was kind of like standing room only type thing. Now it's closer to 15, 18 of us. But just that whole fact that Thanksgiving, now you were technically supposed to have more than 10 people in your house, and it was about, I think, 8 of us. So that's smaller than my immediate family. So that was different. The smallness of it was different, but also what was different is we had a different menu, but not for health reasons. We just said, listen, if it's just us, we ain't gotta go do that turkey thing. You know what I mean? We can just go eat what we want to eat. All right. So just had some Jamaican food and had some sweet potatoes. I still have the sweet potatoes, you know what I mean? But it was different in that it was just kind of like I'm grateful that the 8 of us got to be together, but it was just different to not like have my grandparents or my uncle and my cousins and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Let's see what people are saying out there. We had a much smaller gathering than we used to. Yes. Most of us could agree a lot with that. One person said no turkey this year. Mass and people going home to the Lord. Yes. Most of us had to deal with those challenges this year as well, losing loved ones. No family came from out of town. It was still a lot of fun with us. Great. That's wonderful to hear.
Maybe we'll give them a moment more. I know some people type slower than others. All right, maybe not. Did you want to move to the next one?
Yes, let's move on to the next one. Now, remember, people, we're talking about, remember, family. We're talking about health and wellness. One of the questions that I'll ask you, what are the adjustments or life choices have you made this year to stay afloat or maintain your peace or sanity? What are the choices? Really think about that. What are the adjustments or life choices that you've made? Just you can just think about, this time that we've been in a pandemic, and what are the things that you've done to keep your peace and your sanity? Had a Zoom meeting with family from other states and played Kahoot. Wow, I'm gonna have to look that game up. Kahoot.
That one I think is to the Thanksgiving question.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Have you made adjustments this year?
Yes, I made adjustments in in all areas. I would say lifestyle, as far as food, as far as my thinking, as far even job wise. I've had a change in my job. So there's different things for different situations. In order to keep my sanity, first and foremost, I rely on God for everything. I have to center myself all the time in order to keep my peace and my sanity. With everything that has been going on, from losing family members to health and those different type of things. So it depends on the situation of how I maintain my sanity and my peace. How about yourself?
Ooh, child. Let me see. First of all, you're assuming that I'm sane. That's an assumption. Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now. Most days, I'm not sure if I'll maintain it. There's that song by Jonathan McReynolds, "Help Me Maintain," and it's a cute song and all, but I need more than a song some days. I need somebody to shake me. How have I been maintaining my peace and my sanity? Listen. I've been working out. Like my life depends on it, because I think it does. I honestly do. I think my life depends on me working out. It's so much stillness, it's so much sitting, it's so much on screens. And if I don't get moving, sometimes I start to feel like my life ain't going nowhere, just like I haven't gone nowhere that day. You know what I mean? So moving, setting up that time. I have an awesome workout partner. Just a quick shout out to Tiffany Hammond. You're wonderful. That connection and accountability has really been an adjustment. I used to think I could only work out in the gym, and I am wrong. Save myself that $29.99 every month. Hallelujah. Also, making sure I talk to my friends very often. I use Marco Polo. Talk to my friends a lot. Trying to do something that still keeps my brain stimulated. I'm learning French, and it's all right. You know what I mean? English is a lot easier for me because I know it, but it's still nice to learn something. And I would say that making sure that I'm working on something. Summer was tough. Summer was tough. Not to have nowhere to go, nothing to work on, nothing to really do. I felt a little bit lost. And then, yes, I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable, but for me, going back to church in the building has been a blessing. So I know I got long-winded. We got some people who are chiming in, so I'll let you start shouting some of them out.
Well, good evening, good evening to the people that just joined. Some people have said, I've set boundaries, no work after a certain time, which is good, which is really good. Intentional about doing things that I enjoy. That's that self care. Continuing to speak to God, continue to speak God's word aloud, and knowing that life and death are in the power of the tongue. Hmm. Come on, she adopted a vegan lifestyle. Come on here with the vegan lifestyle. that not for you, Rachel?
I don't remember that being the Lord's will for my life. No, mm-mm, no.
Well, I'm not a vegan. I'm a pescatarian, but I understand the vegan lifestyle. So, yes, you
Respect,
really,
respect, respect.
yes, much respect, much respect. I love it. I love it. Let's move to the next slide. While staying away from people, learning finance, and how to do different things and talking to God. That seems to be a little bit what I'm hearing. Talking to God more and learning to do different things. That is so needed and so powerful for your sanity. Keep your mind going, keep your mind strong. So we're going to talk about, remember, this is just this time that we have together, family. It's just a snippet of what you're going to get when you come into PHMEDU. So we're going to talk about mental health and the different components of mental health, and from exercising to eating to mind, body, and spirit. We're going to talk about it all and how it all connects, with it within itself, mind and body. So I have a question I want to pose to y'all, and please do not stop interacting with me. I love this. I love this dialogue. What is health and wellness? When you think of health and wellness, tell me your definition. I don't want you to look it up. I want you to tell me when you think about it. What does health and wellness mean to you? I know when I first heard health and wellness, it seemed like it was a distant, because I didn't want to accept health nor wellness, because I wanted to eat what I wanted to eat. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And once I woke up and realized that I actually had to take into account this temple that God gave me. And if I wanted to do certain things, or if I wanted to move in a capacity, and also I want longevity. So I really had to think about those things. What does health and wellness look like? Health to me means pain free. Well means to have a clear and a stable mind. Those are the things that it means to me.
Um, I'm just curious. Do you mind sharing? You said one day you woke up and realized you needed to take care of God's temple. What does that wake up moment look like? Because I think a lot of us know that we're supposed to be doing better, but I guess we just all need our wake up moment. What was that for you?
Well, my actual wake up moment was a couple of years back, when I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And at first, I would not tell my husband what was going on with me. I would literally get up in the morning and hurt eyelids, everything. I had to take at least 10, maybe 15 minutes to get up, to try to let my mind say, you're getting up, sit up, and then start walking. And I was like, this is not the life for me. So once I finally told my husband, and we went, and I actually got diagnosed, and they said that's what it was. They wanted to do put me on these different types of medicine, and I'm just not a a person that you can give medicine to, because I've learned my body. And the side effects that they say, whether it's 2%, 5%, I'm in that percent, and all those things um, happen, from night sweats to can't think straight, and I just was functioning. I wasn't living. So it was a difference for me whether living and functioning. So that was the wake up call for me. So I had to do some things to change my lifestyle.
Wow, thank you for sharing. We have a couple people who shared what it looks like for them to be, what health and wellness looks like for them. I'll put a couple up on the screen so we can all see them.
To me, living healthy and being well means doing the things that are best for your body to function. Exactly. That's a good one. Wholeness. Love it.
I have another one. Hold on.
Good health is so important for peace of mind. It is a battle to maintain. Absolutely. Absolutely.
She started preaching on the chat, huh? That's she about to get
Yes,
me
you
started.
did. That's why I said absolutely.
Come
Absolutely.
on, come on, Miss Ramona, come on. All right. Okay, let's see. What else we got? Ooh, the word.
Oh, come on. Now you know, with anything with PHL, we're going to put the word on it so that you can know this is biblically sound. So we're going to go to the word. We have two different translations. We have the Passion Translation, and we have the New Living Translation. It's Proverbs 4:20 through 22. And it says in the Passion Translation, it says, listen carefully, my dear child, to everything I teach you, and pay attention to all that I have to say. Fill your thoughts with my words until they penetrate deep in your spirit. Then, as you unwrap my words, they will impart true life and radiant health into the very core of your being. Come on now. God said, listen. He said, I want you to not just listen. He said, listen carefully. He said, pay attention. That means pay attention to everything that's going on within you, within your body. He said, allow my words to penetrate deep in your spirit. Then, then, as you unwrap my words, they will impart true life and radiant health into the very core of your being. Come on, Proverbs 4:20 to 22. Do y'all hear the word of the Lord? He is very, very, very concerned about his children. Remember, he created us in his image. So he created everything to function. Everything has a function. In order for it to function in its original design, we have to maintain it. So the Bible gives you instructions on how to maintain this temple. Tell me what did this scripture do for y'all? What did you hear, Rachel?
Ooh, see, you can't be tempting me. This is you don't ask a preacher what they think about the word. Come on now. What you trying to set me up? This ain't right. Listen, On I'm looking at verse 21, right? And I'm just looking at where it says, "Feel your thoughts." Feel. So I'm thinking, I got the visual. Y'all been seeing me drinking this whole night. I got my tea over here, my water over here. What's being filled right now is my bladder. Okay, fill your thoughts with my words. And I'm just thinking like that it almost has to be saturated until it penetrates. And I'm just thinking like some of us have a little bit of his words, and so it hasn't penetrated yet because it has to be full. It's like sometimes our spirit is so heavy or so dense that it has to be saturated before it even starts to soak through to our spirit. Like it has to saturate our thoughts before it soaks into our spirit. And he's like, then it's not just one thing. You've got to feel, soak, and penetrate, and then you got to unwrap for it to impart. And so the words are there, and we're not unwrapping it. So we're taking the word, we read it, check off. I did my devotion. Have nothing. You just read it. He's like, no, you got to unwrap it, and then it reminds me. It reminds me of like nuts with the shell on. Like don't be the weirdo who eats the whole peanut shell. You got to take the peanuts out of the peanut shell. You know what I mean? Unwrap it and then eat the good stuff, and you get the life, you get the nutrients into the core of your being. And so I like that he basically addresses the core of who we are. He's like, I need what I have to get into the core of who you are. And it makes me wonder if his word's not in the core, then what's in the core. But see, I've gone too far. I gotta come back.
I'm going to say preacher is what I'm going to say.
It's not my night. It's not my night. It's not my night.
Rachel, he said his words is nourishment. Come on. Come on. You are so on it. And just like you said, I love how you said the dense. Come on. We know when something looks dense. We know when something doesn't look like how it was designed to look, and how our organs were designed to function. So he's telling us what to do. He said, peel layers back, unwrap it. And he said, as you peel these layers back, he said, watch what happens. Listen, don't get me started, Rachel. Wow. Wow, did y'all hear that? So the definition of health is a person's mental or physical condition. It is a state of complete physical, mental, and social. Let me read that again. It is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. We're going to talk about that, y'all. Well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So it's the total package. So it's two different things. It's your physical, mental, and social. Then shows you how to maybe leave the disease or have an absent disease. Come on. Listen, I'm right here on this to make sure that there's an absence of the infirmity of disease. Listen, there's nothing like it. I told you before of what I was going through, what they said was fibromyalgia. And if anybody knows anything about it, if you just think about your nerve endings and how things could be set ablaze and afire, and you can have that going through your nerve endings. Just think about it. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. It messes with your mental state. It messes with your physical state. It even messes with your social state, how you relate to people, how you think, how you act, how you react. It deals with all of that. Health is what we want to talk about, y'all. And the second portion, because I said health and wellness. So the wellness definition, really listen and pay attention to this, y'all. It says the state of well-being in which all of the components of health, which is physical, mental, emotional, social, intellectual, spiritual, or in balance. The state of well being in which all of these components are in balance. So, we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about your mental, we're going to talk about your intellectual, physical, social, and spiritual. All this has to do with health and wellness. Everything is connected and everything is in line. And we're going to talk about those things. But I really want to hear from y'all. What did y'all get from seeing the health and wellness? Did y'all think that it was connected? Did you think it was connected, Rachel?
I definitely was connected, but I think the first question I had, which is the one we pose next, is I want to hear their thoughts on what's the difference between mental health and intellectual health. Because that, when you put that up, when we were chatting yesterday, preparing for this session, that's the one that really struck me, and I'm wondering if people would have a response to that when they just it's not a pop quiz, just from your first response, looking at it. What do you think the difference between mental health and intellectual health is? I'm going to pose that to everybody who's out there. And I know it takes a moment to gather your thoughts and a moment for y'all to get the stream, because there's a little delay. So don't worry, I'll chat and fill the space. But I definitely want to hear that. What's the difference between mental health and intellectual health? And I also do remember it said mental/emotional. And so that might kind of help us out, because I think a lot of people, when they hear mental, they automatically, of course, think about your mind. But it did say mental is like a mental/emotional kind of thing. And intellectual, I suppose, is a little different. So take a moment, whether in YouTube or Facebook, let it ruminate for a moment in your head and see if you can try to maybe break that one down. Like, what is the difference between mental health and intellectual health? And also, have you even considered that intellectual health was part of what a healthy lifestyle looks like? Because I think a lot of people say body, mind, soul, and spirit. But when they say mind, they're really talking about emotions. They're not talking about intellect. So what do y'all even think about this whole idea of intellectual health? Maybe y'all thinking you asking me too many questions and I'm not intellectually healthy enough. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where you're coming from, but I'm just wondering, what do y'all think about this concept of intellectual health? It's not something that I've ever really talked about or heard about. So chime in with your thoughts. I would love to hear them. And I'll put them up as we get one. I got one, and so I'm going to post. We're going to switch, and I'll mute myself.
Intellectual health seems to be your reasoning. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. From my experience, mental health means emotional health. Okay. Okay. I guess. Yes, she did state that. She did state that. She clarified that. She really did. I guess I think of intellectual health to mean, oh, I never heard of it. I like that. I guess I think of intellectual health to mean the state of mind or brain strength and ability. Okay. Okay.
You're going to have to help us, because I don't have no definition on the next slide. So why don't you speak into that one a little bit?
Okay, so when we talk about intellectual health, it actually, the definition refers to being open to new ideas and experiences and the desire to increase understanding, improve skills, and continually to challenge yourself.
I like it. I like it. It's kind of like keep sharpening your brain. I like what you said, like being open to new stuff. Hold on, say it one more time for me.
It refers to being open to new ideas and experiences and the desire to increase understanding, improve skills, continually challenge yourself. It connects to maximizing your creative potential.
Oh, we got some more people. I'm gonna put them up for you.
Intellectual health refers to your ability to process information. Emotional health, on the other hand, refers to your ability to express feelings which are based upon the information you process. All right now, intellectual health is learning and growing mentally daily. I love that synopsis. Yes.
Yeah, that was nicely put. I like that a lot. Like learning and growing mentally daily. That's why I'm taking French. You know what I mean? I can't keep sharp. I can't be one of these basic Americans who only know one language. Well, one and a half. I know half Spanish. So then if I know half French, I'm at two languages.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And that is so true. We need to challenge ourselves. I'm going to say, now, this is just me. This is not something I read or anything like this. This is my opinion. I'm going to say, this is my opinion. I think we need to challenge ourselves at least weekly, once, twice weekly, depending on the type of person you are. We really need to stretch ourselves and challenge and grow beyond where we are. I would say we need to do that weekly. Wow.
You know what? I just looked at the time and we chatting, we having a great time, and we running out of time. All right, I figured we keep
Oh,
moving.
okay, okay. What are the components of physical health? Tell me what y'all think are the components of physical health, because we actually talked about some of those components in a previous slide. So tell me what y'all think when y'all hear that.
And then if you daring, go ahead and give us your ranking from 1 to 10 on how physically healthy you would rate yourself. Now, not okay. You can give yourself grace because Thanksgiving just passed, so just kind of like just kind of skip the Thanksgiving week. You know what I mean? Besides that, you know what I mean? What would you give yourself a ranking? Are you proud of the work that you put in this year? Are you like, listen, COVID took me out? Okay, I got that COVID 20 and I am going for the 25 for the 25 days of Christmas. I don't know. But if you would like to be so daring, you can share your number. If not, you can just answer the question that's on the screen, which is what are the components of physical health to you? In general, what does it look like to be physically healthy? So chime in on that, and I'll swing it back to our lead and I'll stop talking for a moment. What does it look like to you? And I know that might have looked differently over the years, so feel free to share with us as they are typing their answers.
The different components, to me, it was stages. I mean, the first thing I dealt with was physical. And the next thing was mental. And it was a reverse for me because physically I was worrying about more of how I was going to move. How can I move? Why couldn't I move? And then it actually started working on my mental. I was like, okay, now I'm disabled. I'm not capable of doing this. I'm not capable of doing that. Then it started spilled over into my relationships with different people. and how I was reacting, how I was thinking. So it really hit all those components for me. It really hit those components. Wow, we had some people chiming in. Thank y'all so much. We have one person that say diet, exercise, and rest. I will rate myself a 6. Wow, that's good. That's really good. A 6. And we have physical health is so vague and even subjective. Cardiovascular health, strength, mobility. But I would say I'm physically healthy. I love it. Being a male to me is more physical strength. Okay. Okay. How about your mental? Talk to me about your mental as being a male. How would you rate that? I love it. Keep talking to me, y'all. I love this interaction. Because if you look at the question, it means the components of physical health means different things to all of us at whatever stage we're in. So one time you can be looking at your mental stability, and the next thing you can be looking at, your physical. I see all of that plus resting my mind. Come on with resting your mind. You're gonna have to tell me how you rest your mind. Give me some pointers on how you rest your mind. This is so good, y'all. I hope y'all are enjoying this as much as I'm enjoying this.
I'm
This is
curious what they're going to say for our next question.
question. Hmm.
Because I'm just gonna tell you, I know some people who say, I just do me. I don't do people. And so I'm wondering, this is part of the components of health and wellness. It's said to be relationally or socially healthy. And I feel like people who didn't fool people before have just been using COVID as an excuse to not fool with people. But I mean, one, God calls us to people, and two, it's proven that we need people. There's a reason that one of the punishments in prison is being in isolation. We're not made to be isolated. And so, especially during this year, has been such a unique year where basically being around people is a threat to your life. How have people been keeping relationally and socially healthy? And I'm wondering, do people interact with people at their work? Are they doing a lot more things like this where they're coming on lives or groups online? Or how are people staying relationally and socially healthy? Or are you not? Are you still just like, I don't fool with people and I do me and I just watch TV and chill over here and watch the news and know we're all gonna die? Let me know. I'm gonna stop talking.
I love it. That is so true. I mean, I find even in my workplace, we social distance, but there's maybe 4 people, 5 at any given time, and we're so spread out. But I know even my relational and social um, health has changed because whereas I'm an outgoing person. I'm a social butterfly. But I've learned through this pandemic how to understand people who are not as social and not as outgoing as I am. You know, I didn't understand it, but I have a better understanding now. I have a better understanding of introverts because I'm an extrovert all day long. So I am learning how to look within myself, and I'm understanding how to relate to introverts more because introverts that I find, they don't want all the talking. Give me points so I can get it and move. I love it. Do I have it, Rachel?
Listen. It's like, I love you. I want you to have a wonderful life. I don't need to hear the whole day. I don't. Just hit me with the high and the low. Hit me with the synopsis. Give me a. I need some people to have a word limit. How Twitter has a limit of characters. I need some conversations to have a limit of characters and just say, you ran out of words. I'm sorry. I'm done. You know what I mean? But anywho, that's sometimes you just have to. You have to remember sometimes I can be chatty too, so I just have to let people chat a bit. But sometimes I be looking like them, like I ain't got no more bandwidth for this conversation. Anywho, I'm trying to work on being approachable. Apparently, I'm not the most approachable person, and that's because I have my non-approachable face on, aka don't talk to me. Which sometimes that prevents me from meeting new people. I kind of like the people I got, and I be nurturing my relationships. I do got to work on not judging people because I be judging people. Yeah, I got some work to do. I stay apologizing to people because I be rude sometimes, and I gotta go back and apologize. But I'm trying. You know what I mean? I'm trying because I do think people are important, and I'm supposed to treat them well. I'm just, yeah, I'm on my journey. Who else is on their journey with their social life? Because I people still responding to the last question, but ain't nobody chimed in yet about their social and relational health. So I'm wondering what's going on with y'all. Y'all just avoiding people? Y'all talking to people? Y'all be on the phone? Y'all be on FaceTime? What y'all be doing to stay socially and relationally healthy?
Rachel, I want to go back. We're going to move forward, but I want to go back to a point that you made. When you said you have an unapproachable look on your face. One of the things that I want to say is that we can't, as extroverts, we can't always take that look that mean as meaning I'm not approachable. Sometimes it can
That's what the look is. That's what the
mean
look is. Don't talk to me, please. That's what it is.
that's not everybody.
Listen, just because I don't want to be talked to sometimes don't mean I don't need to be talked to. So there's a difference.
Yes, yes. So that's what I want to say. Um, go past the look, extend yourself. And I think if people really had a chance to look within themselves, we all have those times. So we need to try to really understand how the other person is feeling and don't get offended by it. It's not something to get offended by. It's something to ask a question about and understand.
All right. It don't look like anybody else is too socially healthy. I got a couple responses that's letting me think that maybe we do need to maybe set up some social activities for people. We got. I'm gonna let you go ahead and read them. I'll put them.
Okay. Just being on the computer on YouTube. Okay. I'm not sure that I'm socially healthy. I'm laughing only because you're honest. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people to be honest. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Oh my goodness, where did the time go? Okay, let's jump to a couple more. Maybe we'll do the next question and then jump towards the end.
Hmm. What does your spiritual health look like to you? Now, this is to you, not to me. What does your spiritual health look like to you? We're going to give you time to answer those questions. We're going to pose another question as well so we can get some chatting going on.
I'm wondering. Oh, we got another one for the social one. It says some people don't socialize well, and I'm wondering if we can maybe talk about the difference between being social and having strong social or relational health. Because I don't think you actually have to be very social to be socially or relationally healthy. What do you think?
I agree with you. You don't have to be a social butterfly in order to be socially healthy. I think the thing of it is how you respond to things, how you respond to people, where you're at. Are you approachable, like we just talked about? Or do you shy away from? All those are different components to let you know where you are. So, as we stated, it can mean different things to different people, but only you can answer for yourself how healthy you truly are in your social and spiritual connection.
Okay, so I got to be the moderator that rushes you. Why don't you go ahead and I think we can jump to maybe just a couple of the techniques of how to fight for health and wellness, and just let the people know we got a lot more that we wanted to share. And you just have to sign up for the course next year and get the full package, because we got some great stuff. Life stress tests, different things about how what you consume affects what you produce and who you are in the world. We got some great stuff. We haven't even got to half of the slides after material. But I think we should at least just touch on a couple of the self-care ones as we head on out. What do you think about that?
Okay, yes, I agree with you. One of the things that I want to see if y'all can do this exercise with me. I want you to just close your eyes, and I want you to everything that you came up against this week, every challenge, every feeling of overwhelming sensation. I want you to put that on the forefront of your mind. And we're going to inhale and we're going to exhale. And as we exhale, I want you to release everything that you have just put in the forefront of your mind. And then we're going to inhale again. God's grace, God's goodness. He's awesome. And we're going to exhale it again. And I would suggest you do that 3 times. And on that third time, really release the tension. Feel the tension moving out of your body through that breath that you're releasing. And your state of mind should come clearer and clearer as you exhale. And once you're finished, if you are still in a clear state of mind, I will ask you to do this for me. This is one of the things that I do on a daily basis. It's what I call detox. And what I mean by detoxing, everything that I went through in a course of a day, I release on the ride home. So I go into an office every day. So every challenge, every obstacle, anything that I have had a challenge with, as far as even thinking something negative to myself, I release on the ride home. So once I get home, I won't have that attached to me, and it won't be related to my responses, my interaction at home. And then once I arrive home, my husband and my family give me at least 10 to 15 minutes to really get myself together. And that's what I call detoxing. Because when I present myself to my family, they get all of me. They don't get the cares that happen today. They don't get a negative thing. They get all of me. And I'm able to hear and engage in conversations, and they know they have my undivided attention. And I want to hear, I want to be present. So I always say, wherever my feet is, there will I be as well. On tonight, I want to ask you, and be honest with me, did any of this interaction help you? Tell me, what is your one takeaway for tonight? Put it in the chat. What is your takeaway from our time together? Put it in the chat for me and let me know what you heard, what piqued your interest, your curiosity in what this class is going to be about.
I'm just going to share my takeaway. I know we didn't get to so much of the stuff that we planned for, and so I really do hope people sign up next year for the course. There's just so many activities that I think people should really look into. But I just like the idea that it's just way more than just your mental and physical health. Like that idea of social health and spiritual health, intellectual health, I feel like they're just not talked about a lot. And I think the things that we check on and record are the things that we usually grow in. I think a lot of us aren't checking on or recording our spiritual health or our social health or our intellectual health. And so we're not growing in those areas. And so I was just thinking, like, just to be more mindful, am I actually taking time to challenge my mind or to really grow my spirit? And that verse really did stick out to me, that line of fill your thoughts with my words until they penetrate. And just like the Lord knows how deep of a layer of things between us and him are, that has to be so saturated for it to even penetrate. Like we have so much junk. And so, yeah, I'm just like, Lord, I need word and I need more detox. That's my takeaway. I'm going to put up a couple that some people have shared, and then we're going to close out because it is at 8 o'clock mark, and that is the ding, ding, ding. Go on home, Roger.
The detox routine. Wow. Okay. I'm glad that helped. I feel challenged to look into ways to develop my intellectual and social health. Wow.
I'm
That's
hoping
really
we can
good.
get one more. I always like three. Hopefully we can get one more takeaway. Give it about 30 more seconds. All right, I think we'll go with our solid 2. Go ahead and close out the night, and we'll sign off.
Okay. So, Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for our time tonight, God. Father, I pray that each and every person that was on the live and on YouTube, and even the person that will see the replay, oh God, I pray that they dive more into your word and actually to dive and look more within their self, God, to see how they can help their mental, their physical, and their emotional and social. Lord, I just thank you and I praise you for all that you've done and everything that you yet going to do, God. Bless everyone tonight. May they have sweet sleep, and we do everything in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Good night.
Amen. Oh, we got a couple more. It said the breathing exercise and the importance of social health. That's awesome. Thank you all so much. We had an awesome
Wow.
participant this evening. I feel so grateful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Without further ado, we are signing off. This has been PHM EDU. We'll be back next week with a new instructor and a new topic. Can't wait to see you then. Good night.